Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is just another Project Pan update. I am super excited about this update because I did finish up 2 products and I'm going to be rolling in some new ones, and I am so close to being done with some of the other ones. So I am just super excited to share my progress. If you're new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related, and I love trying new makeup, but I definitely do not want to be over consuming. A big focus of my channel is my Project Pan, conscious consumption, trying to use up what I have. And if you guys are interested in that type of content, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. And with that being said, let's just hop into it. As always with my Project Pan, I typically go from least amount of visible progress to most amount of visible progress. So for 2 of my products, I haven't really been able to track visible progress on here. This blush, this Milk Makeup Cooling Jelly Tint blush, I believe. Cooling Water Jelly Tint in the shade Chill has been in my Project Pan for a couple of months now, and my initial goal for this blush was to finish it. However, you use so little amount of progress every time you're applying makeup that trying to complete this fully was just impossible. I changed the goal to try and use this 50 times, and currently I am at 41 uses for this blush since putting it in my Project Pan. So I am really close. This next month I should definitely be able to finish that number up, hopefully a little bit more, because typically I'll go through the products in my Project Pan through the end of the month until my next update. So I am super excited about that. I do really like this blush. I didn't think I would like it as much as I have been, but truly this blush has been so pretty, and it does last a really long time, and I like the way it sits on my skin. It looks very skin-like because it's so sheer, and it really is just tinting your face. It is really long lasting as well. Also, definitely a lot of bang for your buck, because I have been using this forever and there's literally not even any dent. I also have my Tower 28 Swipe On Serum Concealer in the shade MDR. I've been working on this for quite a while now, and because there's not a great way to show visible progress, I have mostly been tracking usages on this. So in March, I used this concealer 11 times. In April, I also used this 11 times. In May, I used this 14 times, which is pretty much about how much makeup or how many times I've worn makeup this past month. And I do feel like I can see how much product is at the bottom that's kind of settled. However, there's still so much product. I really don't think I'm going to finish this anytime soon. And every time I go to use this, there is still a ton of product on the doe foot. It is mostly concentrated down at the tip, but it's still going strong. I'm still not scraping the sides yet. I feel like I have been working on this for a really long time, but it is one of my favorite concealers. So I'm not mad about working on it all the time. There's just not a lot of visible progress to show, and I'm going to continue to try and use this up as much as I can. I'm just rearranging my life right now. The next 2 products are both lip oil type of products. I originally only had the In Beauty Project Glaze Lip Oil in the shade Mystery Glaze in my Project Pan, and I thought I lost it. So I did skip a month in terms of progress, but I'm back on my grind. I do feel like I've made pretty good progress this past month. If you see from the marking, it went from here right under the G down to here. I do feel like it might take me maybe 2 more months, maximum, to use this up completely. I've been using this as my morning lip gloss every single day. I do feel like I've been making really good progress with it, so excited to keep working on this. The next product I have in my Project Pan is the Merit Shade Slick Jelly Tinted Lip Oil, and you can also see I've made pretty good progress with this. I think it's mostly because this has been my daytime lip oil to hydrate my lips, and when I wear this I do put on a couple of layers because it is so thin, so sheer, and because my lips are so dry, I do feel like I need a little bit more plushness on my lips. However, I do like the shade of this. This is the shade Mapleton, but I'm pretty sure these are pH changing. The In Beauty Glaze Lip Oil is also pH changing, so they both end up being around the same color on my lips. So if you get any of the Merit Jelly tinted lip oils, I'm pretty sure they're all pH changing. I do love They're both really great products and I'm excited to keep using them. I'm hoping that I'll be done with both of these before the end of the year. This one, I think for sure, the Merit Shade Stick might take me a little bit longer, but I'm hoping that I will finish them up before the end of the year. The next product I have here is my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer plus 4% niacinamide. So I feel like I've made a lot of really great progress on this. I love that this is an airless pump packaging. Something about airless pumps I just love it because I can see how much product I'm actually using. And every time I've been doing my makeup, I use about two pumps of this when I do use it. Sometimes I do forget to put on primer, especially if I'm going in with sunscreen right before this. There's just something about having sunscreen on my face and then immediately putting on primer that I always forget this step. So it could have been a little bit better, but I still think this is really, really good progress. It is so thin and skinny, and there's only like this much product down at the bottom. So I'm hoping that if not next month, the month after, I'll also be done with this. I feel like that's doable, and I feel like I've just been working on this like a ton, and I'm really excited to finish it up and pull in a different primer in my project pan. The next product I have here is this powder. This is the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. My packaging broke. A lot of my Essence packaging breaks like all the time, so I'm not surprised about that. This I feel like is really, really close to being done. When I had first put this into my project pan, my goal was to just hit pan on it. Once I hit pan on it though, it started crumbling really, really badly, really quickly. And so after I hit pan, by the end of the month, I did have a relatively large pan in here. I don't know if you can tell, like this specific part that's a little bit darker is the area where I hit pan originally. And I just feel like there's not a lot of product in here, so it would be really quick for me to finish this up completely. I think 1 to 2 months as well. I feel like I've made a ton of progress on this in just the 2 months I've had this in here, especially because I'm such an oily person. I did use this to retouch up my makeup before sitting down and filming this video because I've had this makeup on all day and it's been rainy, it's been hot, and I was just in like absolute slick ball by the time I got home and came to film this video. So I am really excited about my progress with this. I feel like I am making really good progress, and I hope that in the next month or two, I'll be able to finish this up as well. These next two products aren't completely scraped clean, but I do feel like I have used both of them enough, and both of them are super hard to apply now that I am good calling them as like finished products. The first thing here is my Tower 28 Bronzino in the shade West Coast. You can see that the only amount of product left is right along the side here. And for this product, I did like take like a brush and scoop out as much of the product as I could around the side, and then like press that into the middle and try and use that. And I've done that twice now. So I'm not gonna do it with this little last itty bitty piece, mostly because this does smell like Play-Doh, and I'm pretty sure that it's expired. I haven't broken out because of it, but it still isn't like the most pleasant experience wearing this right now. I do feel like that is really good progress, and I do feel like I finished up a massive, massive amount of that. And so I'm good calling this an empty. I am super excited because I am gonna pull in another bronzer, but also I think this is one of the like biggest makeup empties I've had this year. I also went back to my project pan intro that I started 3 years ago now, which is kind of crazy. I looked at that video and I did have like, this was the bronzer that I started off with in my project pan, and it just feels very like wholesome that it might have taken me 3 years to finish it, but I did finish it. So I love that for myself. I'm super excited, and I'm excited to work on another bronzer as well. And finally, I am gonna call it quits on my Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint. I did mark how much product was left in here, but this is like so minuscule in my opinion that I am not about to like make sure to get every single last drop. Realistically, I think I could get 2 or 3 more uses out of it, but the packaging is starting to get really messy. You can see here, like all this writing here has started to rub off, and it's just not like it flakes onto my hands whenever I squeeze it, and I don't love this product enough to like get every single last drop, but I do feel like I've used this enough to call it an empty. Also, when I do go to use it, it does have like extra oomph that I have to squeeze in there to like actually dispense the product, and I'm not about that life right now. I have a ton of foundations that I need to go through and get through, and so I'm good calling this an empty as well. Honestly, I did really like this though. I feel like after using up the entire thing, I really appreciated how it was just like the most perfect bare minimum skin tint. I personally don't feel like I have a ton to cover. I do get acne marks, and I do go in with concealer on those acne marks when I need it, but for the most part, I'm mostly just looking to even out my skin tone, just make sure that my forehead isn't like crazy dark compared to the rest of my skin because of like the sun hitting my forehead, whatever. I do feel like this did a really good job of just doing exactly what I wanted, just give me a sheer wash of color. And because it's so serumy and like liquidy, I do feel like it sat really well on my skin throughout the day. I have been going through some of my other skin tints and just trying them out. Today I wore the Sephora Reveal the Real Soft Radiant Skin Tint, and I'm not sure that I like it. I do feel like it gets really cakey towards the end of the day, and the Glossier Skin Tint did not. I also feel like the Tower 28 like tinted sunscreen got like incredibly cakey throughout the day, and I was not a fan of the way that looked on my skin after a couple of hours or after like a full work day. So I am just kind of playing around with all of my skin tints right now and trying to use them all up, or trying to like make my way through them to figure out what I want and what I like, and see if I can declutter any of those that I'm just not using anymore. I will say I do appreciate the Glossier Skin Tint. I do feel like it worked really well for what I wanted it for, and I think it was well worth the money. Like, I did really like it towards the end here. Now that we've gone through all the products that I finished, let's talk about the products that I'm going to be rolling in. The first product here is the Merit Bronze Balm in the shade Sen. So this is a bronzer stick. I've had this for quite a while now, and it is a very sheer, lightweight bronzer. For me, it can be a little bit orange just because of my olive skin tone. A lot of bronzers do end up looking orange, but because I've had this for quite a while and the product is so sheer, I do get away with it, and the formula is beautiful. It blends out beautifully, like applies beautifully. I can just swipe it onto my face if I wanted to. I will either do that or take a brush directly on the stick, but I don't feel like this is a ton of product. It will still take me probably a couple of months to really finish it, but I do feel like I could finish it relatively soon. Almost pretty sure within a year, but that will depend on how much I use it and things like that. And it is starting to get warmer and closer to the summertime, and so I feel like I want like a really good bronzing product right now. I do really like this. I am excited to use it up though, because I do have a lot of bronzing products, and I just need to start working on some other bronzers because I do have so many. To replace the skin tint, I'm not gonna pick a new foundation just yet, mostly because I do want to rotate through all of my foundations right now and just kind of figure out which products I still want. Like I just mentioned, I think I'm gonna part ways with the Tower 28 tinted sunscreen. I don't think that worked really well for me throughout the day, and I am gonna try the Sephora Reveal the Real Skin Tint a couple more times before I finalize my thoughts. But I want to go through each of my foundations and go through that and just make sure that the products that I have in my collection are products that I really, really like, and that still work well with my skin type and things like that. So instead, I am gonna put a lip liner in my project pan. I haven't had a lip liner in my project pan in a while here, but I just went through and swatched a bunch of my lip liners. And how many lip liners of like very similar shades do you think I need in my collection? Probably not this many. These are all very, very similar. These 4 that I have in my hand are all like almost exactly the same. So I feel like I just needed to work my way through at least one of these, just so you guys are aware of the shades that I think are very similar. These 4 right here, so these middle 4 I think are very similar. I can't remember exactly which one was which, so I'm gonna try my best. The e.l.f. Cream Glide lip liner is this one, I believe. I can tell because it is slightly more shiny and more creamy than the rest of them. The one right next to it is the Tower 28 multi-liner in the shade Work of Art. This one here, I am pretty sure, is the Vive lip liner in the shade Aphrodite. And then this next one is the Victoria Beckham No. 2 lip definer. Out of all of these, I think the one that I'm going to try to pan is, ooh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner. Don't know the shade name of this. I will try and find it and put it on the screen for you. But I chose this just because it is a creamier formula, and I think I'm gonna make my way through it a lot faster than I would the others. It does smudge very easily, so I just like drew another swatch, and if you like immediately start, it's pretty much gone. It is also my least favorite out of the other three that I just mentioned because it disappears very, very quickly, but I have it and I'm gonna try and use it, and I do think I'll be able to finish it relatively quickly. Maybe not, because I think the last time I had a lip liner in my project pan, it was going for ages, and my goal with lip liners is to just finish it up, and what I consider finished up is pretty much to the point where I just can't really hold it onto it very well anymore. And so that's what we're going to do. The two new products that I'm going to be putting into my project pan are the Merit Bronze Balm in the shade Sen, and then the e.l.f. Cream Lip Liner. So that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this project pan update. I feel like this one was way longer than my usual project pan updates, but I am super excited to work my way through some of these new products. I feel like I am so close to being done with some of these other products, and so I am just excited to keep working my way through my collection, especially because I know I have quite a large collection and it could downsize a little bit, and I definitely don't want to be over consuming. I still love trying new things, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like I'm starting to really curate my collection into things that I love and want to use for my everyday makeup. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.